Click, click, click.
Okay, welcome. If I'm looking a little shitty today, I may look like this because I'm fasting, so don't worry, I'm okay. Welcome to Winning Generation. Yeah, we're here today talking about relationships, and we want to make also very clear that this is not a podcast, it's a living conversation, and you are part of it. So join the conversation. And yeah, so Anja, you were inspired to have the topic of today, so give us a short intro of it.
Yeah, I can do that. So yesterday was a Valentine's Day. In Western culture, we are celebrating. I mean, celebrating is a strong word, but we all know that 14th of February is a Valentine's Day, and I got a lot of messages. Hey, happy Valentine's, happy Valentine's,
Mm.
happy Valentine's. And I'm a single person. I mean, I'm a single woman, so I don't have a partner, It's like, and I always thought that relationship with yourself is foundation of everything. So every time when I got, oh, happy Valentine's, I wasn't sad because I don't have anyone in my life at the moment, but I was
Mm.
really grateful that I have such an amazing relationship with myself. So yeah,
Mhm.
that was kind of the reason why I suggested that today we could talk about relationship, like if on between people in general and with ourselves.
Mm, love that.
Okay, I'll go then. Yes, the relationship that we have with ourselves is about self-acceptance, and sometimes that can be challenging because we each come into the world to become different people, and we never know what that's going to be. Today, the message I put up was self-acceptance is still your challenge, always for all of us, because the self that we're accepting is something that's still growing, something that's still evolving, and we never know what that's going to be. But I had to become really honest about it today because I've done something very different. And those messages, I kept seeing them over the years, the same thing, because I wasn't accepting who I was and what I had done. And then as I sat there and finished that, I went to, and they said, now go to the 16th. Today is the 15th. And they said, now go to the 16th and just start writing from 2008. And then they said, none of you could have known this. And I put down all the messages from 2008 through now, and it was showing that they had given me a philosophy that was about higher consciousness and moving us to higher consciousness. And it was demonstrated through me because I healed. I was accessing energetic changes, which we're all moving through, and we have another one coming up on the eclipse. I couldn't have known that because I never studied astrology. I've never studied any of that, but I was receiving this information that was aligned that way. Having others understand that and believe it was really challenging. But the fact is, we move through higher places of consciousness in civilization. We're not all going to do that. And this is what we're experiencing in our world now. And for me to know that I have something that can help people come to that higher place within them, but I'm still hiding it because I'm not accepting myself because it was done in a different way and nobody had seen this before. But we're all supposed to be doing something different. Jarne is very different. I told him that when I first met him because I said, oh, how could he know these things at his age? So we're all doing something very different. But now it's about becoming honest with it, and that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah, thank you. I believe we choose. And how do I know this? Is because I kind of remember that we choose our family, that we choose our life path, that we choose all of that in order for us to gain a certain type of experience that our soul longs for, and it's very like individual to everyone of our, very unique to every one of us. So no matter, like, I think we gotta stop judging ourselves and being overcritical with ourselves, and to learn to be kind. Like, I was beating myself up when things got wrong, like I say, like, oh, I'm stupid, or how stupid are you? And I kind of was beating myself down many times. And after I got hit by a car on a highway like almost 5 years ago, I realized all of those patterns. And started to rewind and to rewire myself. And it's amazing what can happen in 5 years' time, if we continue to speak in a new way to ourselves and to others. So the relationship that I developed with myself is a way better one than I had 5 years ago. Because 5 years ago, I kind of escaped in drugs and alcohol and party, even though I knew it wasn't fulfilling.
Mhm.
And today I'm like, okay, yo, what am I doing today to better myself and to share with the world what really wants to be shared through me? So yeah, Anja, I muted you, so if you want to talk, just unmute.
Yeah. And I'm just because the screen changed, and I was like, okay, am I seeing, like our composition of our pictures on the screen changed. And I was a little bit confused. So yeah, I mean, when we're talking about relationship, the what we also need to be aware, or like it's really good if we are aware that we are pieces of the puzzle to each other, and
Mhm.
also we are mirrors to each other. So basically, if somebody is like, oh, I don't know who am I would like to know who am I. Well, you're never gonna find out that by yourself. You're always gonna find out that in relations to other people.
Mhm.
Now, when we are in relationship with other people, whether that's, I don't know what kind of dynamics, like parents and children, or business partners, or friends, or lovers, or whatever. Like all these dynamics, they are really bringing, yeah, this is like a treasure, and like pieces of us that maybe we are not aware of.
Mm.
So yeah, it's really interesting when you look from this point of view, because everything, like, oh, we're supposed to do that, we are here to fulfill our purpose, to self actualize ourselves. So basically,
Mhm.
that we kind of, um I'm not going to say reach enlightenment, but that we remember who we really are.
Mhm.
And a lot of people want to do that by themselves. Yeah, whether they're hiding or they're like, yeah, I'm just going to do it by myself. It's not going to happen.
And my role in this life, for me, have to have moved through everything that I have in my life. It was very obvious that I was meant to do that, to bring information so that other people can see an easier way. I mean, we're all meant to do that, and no matter when that is. But this was so very specific. But I had difficulty accepting that because I didn't understand it. But it's all, everything is in consciousness, and we're at a place now in our world where not everyone's going to want to move to that higher place. We're meant to move into this age, a completely different age in the world, where we're more accepting, more inclusive, and all of that. Everyone's not going to do that, but then they give us the opportunity to see and make a choice of what we're going to do within ourselves, because that's all that it is. And a lot of people just, when we talk about information like this, I know people just turn off and say, wait a minute, what does that mean? Because when you talk about consciousness, this is like Carl Jung said, shadow work. People don't want to look inside. That's the most uncomfortable thing to do, but that's what I had to do my entire life. And I know that when people do that, then they find the beauty of them. But a lot of times we just have fear, and that's what prevents us from wanting to take that journey.
Yeah, thank you. Like often we also try to do things as other people did. So,
Mhm.
or we follow that person and this person has done it this way. So I think I gotta get his course and gotta do it just like that. And it didn't work for me because I'm different and every one of us is different. So even though you might be aligned with the information coming through this person or through this course, like
Uh-huh.
always look at what it gives you. What this course can't add onto who you are. Like you are already whole, you are already
Right.
perfect. So every course that you do, don't think that you have to add something to your being. Same with studies and stuff like that, in school or whatever. Like, don't think you need to add. Just connect to that information and let it move you. let it restructure you in a positive way or in a way that is helping you to evolve. And yeah, I felt down many times, even in the last year. I'm coming out of this now, and it's still like felt a little heavy in my chest and in my being, because I try to live the dream from someone else. Or not even that I try to live the dream from someone else, but someone expected me to live their dream, and I kept silence, trying to do my own thing in their dream, which isn't working at all. So we gotta be ourselves unapologetically and learn what it means to be ourselves. So we
You
gotta
said
be it. Like there's so much one moment there's so much knowledge out there. But what's with the wisdom? What's with the integration of all of the information that you receive that you don't know, that you are, listening to all day long? Because we are consuming, 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 but what's with the integration?
you said something so important. I love this so much. There's an eclipse coming up on the 17th. And I heard that the other day and I said, okay. And they said it's similar to the one that happened on maybe a completion of one that happened 2018, February 15th, 2018. And it's exactly what you were saying, Jarna. Let me just, and the message that I received was this, because we all do this to a certain degree. It says, inspiration and comparison are not the same thing, and you have been confusing them, which has caused you to experience more difficulty in your life than necessary. It is also the primary aspect that has prevented you from owning yourself, so to speak. When what happens is you will all observe or listen to someone you admire or who have attained a certain level, position, or career that you desire, and then you will begin to compare yourself to them. In that moment, it is not possible for you to do this without using labels of good, bad, right, or wrong. You typically make yourself wrong. Inspiration, on the other hand, means that you know when you are observing anyone or anything you admire, it is to elicit the unique greatness that is within you. That is valuable. And that's where we are. And that's exactly what you were, what you were saying is that when we do that, it's about owning who we are. Just use it as inspiration.
Yeah, and I would also add something to it. Um, what Jarne said is amazing because the purpose is that we remove all the bullshit, like everything that is not serving us.
Mm-hmm.
We are not here to pile up because we are just piling up, everything like new course, new that, this information, this and this and this. And it's just like piling up, piling up. And then at one point, we're like, okay, like we're overwhelmed, like we don't want to pile up, we just want to remove everything. So basically, even if people are, they think, oh, I'm so spiritual, I did that, I did that, I did that, but in reality they are just piling up things. So whenever I talk to people, I say them, look, whatever I say, please, do not take everything. Just take bits and pieces that you resonate with
Mm-hmm.
and then create your own truth out of it. So, yeah, this is what helped me as well, but somebody needed to tell me, like I had to learn that because of course before I was just absorbing everything and it was too much.
Right.
It was really too much. I got burned out from spiritual information. When I was on this path, I burned out, like my nervous system was fried because of all this information and experiences that I had, on this about consciousness or whatever. It's just
What?
like, no.
But that's it. You said the right word, correct word. People will make these distinctions. And when you say something like spiritual, what does that mean? It's all consciousness. Everything is consciousness. When we go to school, we know that we learn something at a particular grade, then we, integrate that, and then we know more, and then we go to the next grade and we get more. It's the same thing. Everything is consciousness. And as we live, we're always gaining more. We just put different labels on it that prevents us from accessing information and knowledge that would be helpful. That's all. And so I'm very guilty of that sometimes, and I try to stay away from using particular words that I would alienate certain people, do you know? Because I know everyone has a consciousness within them that they're meant to develop and become who they're meant to be in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been told in school as well that we gotta finish grade 10 or 12 in order to be something. We have to finish our exam in order to be a good boy. And we had this topic, to be a good girl, to, I don't know, we need to finish this study in order for us to be working in a better job than just, I don't know, like there's just so many beliefs that I could not resonate with as a child. And today I'm in a place where I luckily am more and more able to just decide what's right for me and to allow myself to be me. You know, I want to show you to the world. Look at her beautiful face. Yeah. Yeah, it's so important that we learn to trust what's in us. As we are that we might beaten ourselves up or we've been beaten down by our teachers and maybe some of us from our parents. I haven't been by my parents, luckily. So, but I know many people did. And where does it start? Like, I can't blame my parents, I can't blame my teachers. I gotta take responsibility for who I am now. Not what happened in the past to me, not make myself being a victim of my past, but actually, okay, yo, I can't support that behavior that happened to me, but I don't want to place any more energy towards this as well. So like let me change now. Let me make a different decision. Let me step up and be happy and choose my own happiness and to spread my happiness with others. So it's really about like even letting go of the concepts because I can say, oh yeah, I've done this course and I enrolled in this yoga seminar, but I'm teaching yoga without having been to a yoga seminar. And I'm like, or I've been I led a spa last year without me having studied anything. Like it's just like we have so many gifts and talents inside of us already that if we would just trust our intuition and speak our truth or speak about what we see towards others so people can kind of connect with ourselves, then we will rise up together. But if we keep hiding and we keep like, oh, maybe not the right time or maybe not now, then we will never know.
Yeah.
But you said something so important. Your parents, we all come in with programming, whether from our parents, our ancestors, or whoever it is, or who we pick up where we live, our country, all the same thing. It's programming. And so, but we're meant to develop something new, and that's what you're meaning, is that we have to let go of the limitations, and they always exist within us. And so the one message that people say I'll publish this tomorrow is like talking about this moment of now. Like when you're in the moment of now, your past doesn't exist, your future isn't there yet. And so now you can make new choices. You can make the choice right now. Who am I going to be? And that's a question that we each ask ourselves every day, every moment, probably. And so, and then we can let go of the old stuff. But we're at a place now where we have all kinds of, we're going through a generational change right now in our world. And so all of our old ideas are coming up, and we're going to decide if they serve us or if we want to move to something new.
Yeah, deep stuff.
Yeah. And
And
if
it's
we're
about
talking,
action, taking action. Yeah, Anja.
yeah, it's interesting because when we are talking about who's spiritual, being spiritual, or like people are, oh, he's spiritual, she's spiritual, whatever. What does that even mean? I mean,
Right.
in
We are
essence,
all
we're
spiritual.
We are spirits. We are spirits. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. So everything is spiritual. Me playing, video game or whatever, like playing with my phone or cooking, everything is spiritual because these are all experiences that my soul wanted, that my soul chose. So these are all spiritual experiences. And I'm still, of course, I'm still learning because it's a program and I am aware of it, but it's not completely automatic yet that I'm using different words. But yeah, I am really working on it, so I'm trying to use different words. I'm trying to react differently when I get myself in these conversations, because it's like, come on, there's no such thing as being spiritual. We are. You cannot be something that you already are, like Roger already said. Yeah.
And yeah, well, they'll say,
Mm.
I'm so excited about publishing these messages tomorrow because anyone who reads them will understand the process. And I had no awareness this was happening. I had no awareness that I was receiving them in this way. And that is the thing that if we
Mhm.
could accept that we don't know who we can become. We don't know what we're going to
Mm.
develop. And so just to remain open to receiving it, and we get inspired, so to speak, by everything else that we hear or see or experience, but then we have to go inside. Does that
I
resonate with
think
me?
like
Yeah.
I want to open the space for you, Roger, to place the information in my school community
Mm.
tomorrow. So just like all the
Oh yeah,
chronological insights that you are planning
yeah.
to publish, feel free to place it in the community as well. And what I also want to say is like I think some of us, because it's their path, are remembering their future. Sounds
Mm.
weird, remembering their future.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
But I feel that too. And
Yeah.
I've foreseen things that happened as a child in my early 20s, and I do have a certain feeling and intuitive insights of what's happening and also what the future of humanity is and how it looks
Mhm.
like. And it's very beautiful. Like it's like a distant memory that I can tune into, that I sense and that I feel, and it's a very beautiful one. As we are one again, and we're all just in harmony. And there's no greed, there's no fear,
Right.
there's no one looking at you and like, what are you doing here? Like none of that exists. Yeah.
And I love the idea of people, if we could imagine that we have a soul. Let's just call it that. And that is going to be so different than anyone else, but it's also for a purpose. So you can come into the world and affect things, cause things to happen, cause more awareness by you developing what is within you. And sometimes we hold back, and I certainly did, because we judge ourselves. That doesn't make sense. How am I coming to understand something that I didn't see before? I always admire Jarno when he talks about these memories, because I don't have that kind of stuff. I never did. So we come about it in a different way. I just had a feeling that I was meant to do something, and now it's unfolding.
Yeah.
And we can argue like what's better, to know all of this or to not. It both comes with a certain with a certain shadow
Yes.
aspect, Um, like there's nothing better than the other. Like we all suffer in order for us to find that grace again. It's on our own individual way that we do it. Um,
I,
yeah.
thanks for that. I wrote something a while ago, several months ago, and I called it "The Curse of Being Me," because that's how it felt. Because I could see so many things and understand things, and I knew people weren't seeing, and I couldn't explain it. And that's what it made me so so uncomfortable. And I said, I was venting. Basically, I had to get it out because I had this perception where I could understand things, but then and then I would see other people who aren't understanding, and I would get frustrated, and that frustrated with myself and not finding the right way of doing it. But anyway, that was my venting for
Mm.
the curse of being me. Mm.
And like it's as well like I think every one of us goes through this in one way or another. Like it might be very unique to each one of us, but
Mhm.
there comes the other aspect in and the shadow aspect, and we gotta look at it and integrate it and just accept the path that we've chosen. And from now on, just do the best with what we have. So I think the last one, like, it really opened my heart, that you said this right now. So really touched me. Thank you for sharing. And I know Anja gotta go off.
Yes.
Is there anything from you two that want to share, like a short one before we leave for today?
I love every time when we come together. So I really like, my intention is to really show people that it's safe to show up, to
Hmm.
speak up, that it's safe to, yeah, to participate in this conversation, because this is how we activate each other. I love it. Yeah. Thank you.
Mm,
Thank you, Steve.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you, Steve.
good stuff.
we'll do more.
All
Wonderful.
right.
Thank you all.
Blessings to you all.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Love you.
Bye.